remember, of course, that Keir Starmer said that one way he was going to deal with this was with digital ID.
Right. Yes.
Can you still make the case why digital ID would somehow help
I just can't see what digital ID would do. Would that stop a boat crossing? Would that stop someone from Northern Ireland coming? I mean, think of something we have control over, student visas. They could suspend Pakistan for abusing them, but they don't. So what is a digital ID going to do? People don't get deported when they overstay. So I just don't understand it. What will we achieve by that? Especially if people throw their passports and pretend to be other nationalities. They do what's called nationality shopping, which we explained earlier. Ethiopians pretended to be Eritreans, Iraqis, Kuwaitis.
Yeah.
What was a digital ID do in that case?
Yeah, quite. And what are your solutions to this problem then? What's the sort of the Mitchell answer? If you were in charge, if you were the Home Secretary, what would you do?
The tentacles are absolutely everywhere. You need a multi-layered level of defence. The first part of that always comes from intelligence and information. You need to inform the people out there, we will not be accepting the boats, we will not be accepting asylum claims, we will not be accepting any of this. I think what you should do is you should be paying these influencers who get paid to promote these routes. You should do the opposite. You should pay them more to not promote these routes. Say, if you go to Britain, they'll turn you back, you'll waste your money.
You think the British should pay?
Yes. I mean, if you think about...
Abu Hussein, the Iraqi.
No, not them. He has people in Iraq who aren't human smugglers, who post things on TikTok, Facebook, etc., who get paid to promote this as influencers, if that makes sense. So we should employ our own influencers to do the opposite and counteract that. But obviously that comes to stage 2. You actually need to turn back the boats. You actually need to stop this, because words on paper don't mean nothing. People will still launch those boats out. So the second part I would say is...
The second part's more important. The first part is, as long as the incentive remains, clearly it's worth it for someone to spend 10 grand, or at least they believe it's worth it. We've got to make it clear. Firstly, we've got to make it that it's not worth it. They're not getting anywhere near our fucking country. And then second, we've got to then use our TikTok army to make it clear that don't even bother going to the UK.
I mean, that's just a small part of it.
Yeah.
Information is needed. The second part is doing the job. You need a Royal Navy. And I know we have problems with the Royal Navy. We couldn't get a ship out for Cyprus when Iran was attacking. We had a nuclear submarine, the Trident one, that floated for 400 days. I know there's problems with it, but whatever power of it remains must be used to restore our borders and defend our country.
Yeah, so I'll pick up on that, because I mean we need, of course, to improve our Navy fleet and our sub fleet, just to protect ourselves, and not just the United Kingdom and the British Isles, but Falkland Islands that flared up in the World Cup. Chagos, that's a serious thing.
Yes.
But if, let's say, for the sake of argument, we had a fully functioning fleet.
Yes.
What exactly do you imagine they would do in the Channel? Because maybe you have an answer. Go on.
Well, what you do is you have a sort of a system of escalation and de-escalation. So you would intercept the boats, first of all. When you do that, you need to give out warnings, let off sirens and stuff, turn back. They refuse to turn back. You then escalate it again. You fire flares up in the sky overhead, a clear visual warning if they can't understand English or whatever language you're speaking on megaphones. That is a warning to turn back. They refuse that again, you escalate it more. You fire warning shots into the air, into the sea. They turn back, they keep going. You have to escalate it more. You take evasive manoeuvres to nudge the ships back to France, Belgium, wherever it may be. If they keep going, essentially, are they endangering our personnel? You have to take decisive action. If that includes shooting the boats, no one wants to see that. But if that includes it, then that's what needs to be done. Only at that point, when you have a serious border policy like Russia or China or the United States, you can then stop this problem. I think after that, you then need to go for the people smugglers themselves. You need to put out probably international warrants for arrests, put them on hit lists. We will arrest you, sanction their bank accounts, freeze their assets. I said this on GB News. I think we should use our cyber warfare capabilities. We have a whole section of the British Army trains in cyber warfare. They're sitting there doing nothing. Why don't we hack their phones, find where these transactions are going, find where the payments, as you were asking earlier, where is that money going? We can track this on their phones. We could listen to their conversations. Why are we not doing that? I don't know. We need UAVs and drones in the sky to detect these boats with thermal cameras. We need a whole range of measures. So there's not one measure in particular that solves the issue. You really need an integrated system between the Royal Navy, between the Army, between the intelligence community, and even between our special forces. We could conduct raids in some of these rogue countries where people are giving these dodgy visas or helping terrorists and people like that who are coming all the way here. We could go out there, we could arrest them. Think Trump. He arrested the leader of Venezuela for narco-terrorism. Well, do we not have border terrorism? We have people from the Islamic State. We have Iran coming out saying that we've smuggled agents into your country. Surely that is a threat to us when they're firing missiles at RAF bases and the Chagos Islands. We should use, in my opinion, maybe others won't share this, terrorist powers, declare them as terrorist cells, because I have seen myself actually an ideological sort of, in some cases it may be Islamist, in some cases it's pro-Iranian, the Ayatollah they have a great affinity with. In some cases they're very anti-Israel, anti-the United States. Those are our
anti-Western.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think you're onto something with the special forces here, and we sort of forgotten, even though we still put James Bond movies out every few years, we've forgotten who we were. And this is an act of war, or certainly an act of invasion, is the way you describe it. I would say that is actually the problem with the word invasion is that it implies that it's against our will. But if you looked at the behavior of the government, it's not totally clear to me that it is against our will. It's certainly not the will of the British elite to allow everyone in. But that perhaps brings in the question of legal migration as well. But absolutely, going to find out these cells, we still, despite how degraded our military is, we still have unbelievable special forces. And sending them out, I have no problem eliminating Abu Hussein the Iraqi. Find him. Kill him. That should be absolutely the case. But on your point about the channel, and this is where things get problematic, I think, is that if you had a situation where the Navy were to sink one of these boats with however many people there's on them now, 50, the mega dinghies, I think it might be 80 or 100 or, a lot more. And then you have a front page and, 150 killed in Channel, then it would set back everything that's going on politically, and it would be, it would cause a political upset.
Yes, absolutely.
That would make things much harder.
You don't want to kill people, just to be clear. I don't want to see people die. You need to treat people with dignity and respect. The boats are a threat. When you shoot the boats, you do pick them up, take them back, deport them, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
But it's really circumstantial. It depends on the context of what's going on at sea, right? This could be at the shore. This could be between our border and the French border. This could happen anywhere.
Well, so another way of dealing with it is that those people should never set foot on British soil. So either they're picked up, you say nudging, I don't see why we can't, with great British ingenuity, come up with some sort of contraption that can pick up the boat and either take it back to France, like a big ice cream scoop, take it back. I mean, that might sound ridiculous now, but there's more preposterous ideas that have come up. Or they're brought onto another boat and they're taken off immediately to the Ascension Islands or something like that, somewhere where they're processed nowhere near our country, just so that it's just the message is out that they're not getting anywhere near us. And I think that this is another comparison with the Hungarian model. If you have a border, if it's like a trapped border and they're killed crossing it, it's their fault for trying to cross it. The problem you get as soon as you have the Navy actually shooting people, then it looks like the things are...
I appreciate that. But on the flip side, you talked about Hungary. If you talk about Poland and the Belarus border, there was a Polish border guard who was killed by a migrant when he was defending Poland. So if we're nudging these boats, what happens if one of them smuggled a firearm on the boat and shot at a Navy personnel? You need to be there ready to defend the country no matter what. This is a threat. There are known terrorists coming. There are drug dealers coming. You cannot rule out the use of force. It is like the nuclear deterrent. We don't want to use it, but it's there should it be used. I don't want to see people shot. I don't want to see people killed. I always hope flares, things like that, nudging the boat would be enough to send them back. But it's our country first.
It's very important. This is a very important point. People are being killed in the process of coming across in the smuggling. And the people who are coming across, some of them are killers. And they are killing British citizens.
Yes.
So we have a moral duty. Our government has a moral duty to protect British lives. And that means to stop this. And it is an invasion and it needs to be stopped, as far as I can say. So to use force is completely legitimate. But being tactical about how it's used is the real question.
Yeah, it needs to be in a controlled and measured way, not in aggression, not in an outburst. Our armed forces are trained professionally and disciplined. They know the procedures better than me. They know how to deal with this. Just as they would deal with perhaps a Somalian pirate boat trying to board a cargo ship. Sometimes force is used, sometimes force isn't used. It would be up to them to determine when it's used, when it's not, what the level of threshold is, and how to go about that. So I would trust that to our armed forces, but the option needs to be there. And you need to take away the lawfare if you want to do this properly. You need to take away people who could prosecute our Navy. You need to leave the ECHR, things like that, which would limit us in being able to stop this issue.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Winston Marshall Show. You can click here to watch the full episode, and for more clips like this one, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, be well.